What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of REV Sports Wrap It Up. I'm Josh Maber, alongside with the lovely Soul, as we bring you all the week that was and still is going on in sports. Soul, how are we doing?
Doing good. A lot to talk about. Not as much as previous weeks. We got an ending to a story that was like several weeks back. So a lot to do, lots to talk about.
Yeah. So let's start off with the hug it, chug it, football. As much as I don't want to talk about it, we're going to have to talk about the one thing. But over the last week, running through some scores, Ravens beat the Bengals 35-34. Panthers beat the Giants 20-17. That was over in Germany. We've got some other stuff to go along with that. Patriots beat the Bears 19-3. 49ers beat the Buccaneers 23-20. Buccaneers just can't beat a good team. Chiefs beat the Broncos 16-14. Bills beat the Colts 30-20. Steelers beat the Commanders 28-27. Vikings beat the Jaguars 12-7. Saints beat the Falcons 20-17. They fire their coach. First time the coaches, they win.
Your manager won.
Yeah, he did. That happens a lot with the interim coaches. Chargers beat the Titans 27-17. Cardinals beat the Jets 31-6. That's a dumpster fire, but it's the Jets. Of course, it's a dumpster fire. I think the dumpster fire is like don't associate West with the Jets. And then the Eagles beat the Cowboys 34-6. We're going to have a lot more to go on along with this. Anyway, Lions beat the Texans 26-23. And then the Dolphins, hey, they got healthy and they beat the Rams 23-15. Now, going back, we've got obviously a local check-in here before we get into the Cowboys and Soul's reaction to the Dolphins. We got to check in with our local correspondent of the Baltimore Ravens, Ronnie Raven, as he discusses and breaks down what happened between the Ravens and the Bengals.
Oh, the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl, and the Bengals suck. Thank you. Oh, y'all thought y'all was going to win because you was up a couple scores on us? Fuck no. Joe Burrow still got fucking hair like you about to officiate a gay wedding in Berlin, I see. Get you some Just for Men, Joey. I thought I told you we don't lose to frosted tips, bitch. Gasicki can suck my good dicky. Jamar Chase should be in prison for the crimes he has committed, but we fucked y'all up anyway, yo. Colin Wallace tiptoeing down the fucking sideline for the score, yo. Oh, my God. That 2-point conversion at the end, one of the cleanest plays I ever seen in my life, yo. I've been hearing a lot of bitching and moaning and complaining, but when it comes to that play, it's just like my trial for secretly video recording a girl's field hockey practice. Even in the face of overwhelming evidence, if there ain't no penalty, you got to take the W, baby. Woo, I'm a free man and the Ravens fucking won again. Oh, my God, Lamar was transcendent, yo. I think Lamar been watching some Joe Flacco tape, yo, because he has now married his beautiful athleticism with the mind of a true quarterback, yo. We're going to the fucking Super Bowl. Oh, my God. Many of y'all been complaining I ain't do no Denver Broncos video. Suck my dick. Y'all don't pay enough for these videos. I'll do them when I want. Plus, I was busy with voter outreach. I was trapping a lot of special needs adults into my van and saying, vote for Donald Trump or you will never see your grandmother again. So I did my part for democracy when I was busy. Let's go, Ravens.
That is our local Ravens correspondent, Ronnie Raven. Good friend.
Thank you, Ronnie.
With Stavros Halkas, which you can catch all of his stuff as he tours the nation. He's a great stand-up comedian. Again, he's associated with Ronnie. So, but I would just say he looks familiar to Stavros. Check out Stavros' stuff. He's pretty funny with that. And then our boy Xavier Leggett. We watched his video about him, about talking about, type of foods and trying German food for the first time. And, well, our boy Xavier, he got some German food. Let's see his reaction to it.
Do I need to cook it? Let me try. Okay. I like that one.
Do you have any food since you arrived?
I had some chicken wings, Julia. They had a little different taste to them. Like y'all use a different twang of barbecue sauce. But they right here, I like it right here. I had some chicken one.
I love him. He's so awesome.
I know you do. I know you do.
And let's get to the sun in the room. That is the Dallas Cowboys.
How you feeling about your Cowboys?
Spin zone. We're so over we're so over competing and trying to do well. And you know what? We're moving on. We're fighting the fucking sun. Okay. We're just moving on to a better opponent. We're just so superior than the rest of the NFL that we don't even pay attention. We just let you all win because we got bigger and better things to go off of. We're like that freaking emperor that waged war on Poseidon and told his troops to go down to the ocean and start stabbing it. You know what? Because he stood for something bigger and greater than things to come. We suck so gosh damn bad. It is a dumpster fire.
So where in that chart are you currently with the Cowboys?
I'm at the go Baltimore Lamar Jackson at this point because you know what? At least I was trying to turn over a new leaf. I was like, all right, you know, I'm gonna be optimistic. The roster doesn't look good. We lost our defensive coordinator. We're too top heavy. As soon as one of our guys go down, and we don't have a running game, so therefore become one dimensional. And Dak is good, but he's going to throw picks. He's going to press. You know what? Screw it. I don't care if there's writing on the wall that this season is going to be like it is. But I at least just was like, let's just be optimistic for once. Nope. Should have just stayed. My brain should have just told me instead of going with my heart, being like, you know what? No. Screw all that nonsense that looks exactly how it's playing out now, 10 weeks into the season. Maybe it's going to be better. And it hasn't been. It has just been. I want to go back to week 1 when we beat the shit out of the Browns, and just repeat that week 1 over and over again. And
we're feeling real good week 1.
We beat the Steelers at Pittsburgh, and they're on top of their division right now over Baltimore by a game. Now they're going to play each other this week, so we're really going to see how good the Steelers are. But here's the footage, because basically the reason we're saying that is because the way AT&T Stadium is they got a big old window and it looks aesthetically awesome. Like it's really good. But the thing is, a certain time frame, the sun's going to shine right through there and get in people's eyes. And it got into CeeDee Lamb's eyes to where he didn't see the ball, which started this whole thing. So let's look at that footage of CeeDee Lamb getting blinded by the sun. Okay, that's not it. But here's that's from shout out to iCarly. That was the wrong button. What the heck, Soul? Anyway, here's the footage. There you go. That's actually kind of pretty cool silhouette there.
Pass play, and CeeDee never really reacted to the football kind of in the area.
You see the ball, it's going to be behind him, and it looks like he couldn't quite pick it up there. Yeah, he says it right there. What a great job there.
And
I mean, how are you supposed to be a successful football team when you're facing against 11 dudes in the sun, right? And the referees, because they hate you. I don't know.
And then we have just the video, not video, but a picture here. Art But Make It Sports, always doing a great job over there. Choosing the Sun by Edward Munch, 1911. That's pretty much what it looked like.
Yeah, it's pretty spot on there.
That's what CeeDee saw. He didn't see the ball. He saw the sun.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
CeeDee did when they asked. Yeah, it is very beautiful. When they asked after the game about CeeDee said, hey, we should put some curtains up. Just that certain time frame and all of that, and we should put some curtains up. And Jerry Jones rejected the suggestion of curtains and said, by the way, we know where the sun is going to be when we flip the coin. So we do know where the damn sun is going to be in our own stadium. Let's just tear the damn stadium down and build another one. Are you kidding me? He goes on to say, everybody's got the same thing. Every team that comes in here has the same issues. They know where the sun is going to be. Every team has the same thing. I'm not saying it's on McCarthy. I'm saying the world knows where the sun is. We got to know that almost a year in advance. So someone asked me about the sun. What about the sun? Where's the moon? We're fine. But everybody plays in the sun out there. Oh my God.
How you feeling?
And then Micah Parsons is feeling bad for our offensive players because he doesn't like Mike McCarthy, and everything's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
My team won though.
But what does misery love?
Company.
And you're not. I nope.
Hey! I've been your companion
I know
for several weeks. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's good to be on the winning side. Are you proud of me? I watched this whole game.
Yeah, I am. Shout out to Tushka and his Chiefs for winning again with a blocked field goal. We get it. The Chiefs are good.
This is the best I've seen the Dolphins play this year. Our defense was actually pretty good in this game, which is funny. I watched the beginning of your guys' thing and you're like, I don't know if the defense is doing good. The defense is bad. And I was like, they weren't in this game. And I'm proud of our boys. We got a win and it was a good game. We were ahead the whole time. So go Dolphins.
Yeah, that defense, they got healthy. I mean, that's just pretty much it. But they were, it's that Matthew Stafford had hardly any time. So shout out to the defensive coordinator for running up a good scheme and doing just enough on offense. Because again, this is like the second game back for Joe.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's, but again, Tua, there was either he threw a pick or there was a fumble and the guy returning it, and Tua went to try and tackle instead of making a business decision. Went to try and tackle and then went head first to try and tackle. I'm like, Tua, for the love of God, stop.
No, yeah, in that moment, even the announcer was just like, well, he stopped him. Probably not the best plan, but he stopped him. So it was just kind of congratulating him and then also saying, bro.
Yeah. It was just dumb. Going on to college football. Ole Miss takes down Georgia. That was a big win for Ole Miss. Ole Miss looks really good right now. Alabama humbles LSU. Yeah, they went into LSU and just beat the tar out of them. Georgia Tech upsets Miami, so that threw some ruffles into everything. Indiana stays undefeated at 10-0, and they beat Michigan. So in 2 weeks, they will play Ohio State at Ohio State. That is going to, what's crazy is, it's like, nope, this isn't a basketball game. It's a football game. With Indiana being in first place in the Big Ten, this is after they've added, USC, UCLA. I forget the other Pac-12 team they added, but at least those. Oh, Oregon, there. So, but they sit atop with Oregon and and Indiana being undefeated, and then Ohio State being right behind them. So it's. I mean, there's the 1, 2, and then I think Indiana's 5 overall. So it looks like all three of them, when all said and done, they're going to make the playoffs because it is a 12-team playoff. And but they come up the rankings each week, starting last week. This week, it's just it doesn't matter what the rankings show. The games next 3 weeks are going to really even things out on where that really makes sense and when it matters. So really, if you want to talk about the bracket, we can. I didn't because it's just we have enough stuff to talk about. We don't need to go over something that really and truly, no matter how much opinion of getting on here and be like, oh, how come this team from the west side of Nantucket didn't get in or something like that? It's not set yet. I don't care about it.
Right.
But shout out to Indiana. It's the first time in school history they've won 10 games in a season. They've won 9, and they haven't won. They've only won 2 conference championships, and one of them was split. And that was back in 1945 and 1967. So they're due.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. And then Kansas upstates. Kansas upsets Iowa State, which means, and there's a reason I was wearing this. Yes, Colorado is only game behind. Crap, I had the standings up. BYU. And I believe they play. If not, no, they have. So Colorado has Utah at Kansas and Oklahoma State. So not a cakewalk at all for Colorado to finish out the season. But if they do, chances are they're going to play BYU in the Big 12 championship, and then we'll really see. But Colorado has a path to make it to the college football playoff in Deion Sanders' second year as head coach, which is he better do it this year because Travis Hunter and Shadur Sanders are going to be walking out the door and not back in it for next season. And that's just hard you can't replace 2 players like that. And go Tops.
Go Tops. Yeah, I was just like, I don't see any WKU on this rundown, so let me go check there. WKU beat New Mexico State 41-28.
Yeah, I know they beat Kennesaw 2 weeks ago, and then Kennesaw ended up firing their coach. Like after.
I just saw NM State, so I'm gonna just assume that that's New Mexico.
Yeah, let's go with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
All right. Well, let's switch over to
basketball.
What we got? So,
talking Miami Heat a little bit here. We had a much needed win against the Timberwolves with the game winner by not Nikola Jokic, Nikola Jovic. Here, 1 letter off, still balling, and we got a video to show there.
Yep. Give me a second here. I got them out of order a little bit.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
It's this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Duncan Robinson inbound. You got Hero in the backcourt, Rozier and Jovic at half court, Love just inside midcourt. Execution in the final 9 seconds, imperative. On the back.
Let him by.
Got the layup! Rozier set a brilliant back screen plus a foul! But he'd have a chance to take the lead with just under 8 seconds left. From Rozier, look at the cut by Jovic.
And the miscommunication, they don't switch. Unbelievable miscue. What a call and play by Coach Eric Spoelstra and the team actually being able to fully execute that. Jovic finishes foul and won, a chance to go ahead by 1. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
And the reason I wanted to show this too is because with that play that Coach Bo wrote up, he won the game. So we wanted to show Coach Bo winning a game for us before we talk about him losing a game for us. Mm-hmm. But even before we get in that game, just look at his face.
Yeah.
He was very happy.
Mm-hmm.
But the game against Detroit. Tyler Hero dropped 40 points.
Yeah, Tyler Hero is balling this year.
Balling. The game was crazy. The fact that we came back at all, thanks Tyler Hero, in the game. But this went into overtime. Detroit ended up tying the game with less than a second on the clock, which they dunked on us there. It was, I'm sure Spo drew something up, and then when they didn't follow the plan, Spo probably was so pissed off that he called a timeout, even though we didn't have a timeout to give. And so automatic, technical, they shoot. Then we also try to foul them later. They only get 1 of those free throws. So they end up beating us 123-121. And we got Eric Spoelstra speaking about it after the game.
You know, I just made a serious mental error, there at the end. That's on my, that's on me. I feel horrible about it. There's really no excuse for that. I'm 17 years in. We had talked about it in the huddle. I knew that we didn't have anything. I just got emotional and reactive on that, and I just made a horrendous mistake there at the end. It's a shame, because we really fought back. We had some great defensive possessions, hustle possessions, those 50-50 balls, and then Tyler was just sensational. You don't want it to come down to a mental error like that. Yeah, you just would have liked to seen this go double overtime. That's the kind of game it felt like. It deserved to go double OT, and not have somebody get in the way of that. And unfortunately,
Yeah, you can tell that's eating him up. He's probably did not go to sleep that night. That's probably going to live with him for a little bit there. But Tyler Hero, he did speak up for Spo in the locker room.
I mean, shit. He's Spo's one of the best coaches ever. So I mean, it happens. Great players make bad plays. Great coaches, sometimes you made a tough decision. Like I said, it was a intense moment, high emotions on both ends, going back and forth all game. And, sometimes you get caught up in that. But, I mean, he won us the game last game, and we'll take it. We ride with Spo no matter what.
Josh, your thoughts?
So this is why Spo and get well Pop, because I'm going to say that this is why Spo is, to me, is the best coach right now in the NBA. It's because he cares. Every game matters to him. I mean, you saw him almost in tears because of, the mental area that he had. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I expect him to make more of the prior play than the timeout. But 82 games a season, how many times people are like, it's all right. It's kind of like, but the thing is that he wants to win every game. He doesn't take, he doesn't take losing lightly, as we saw. And that's the type of mentality you want. And that's what breeds that heat culture that we've talked about that Pat Riley started. And it's Spoelstra is him. And I also just now realized is how it's kind of crazy that the two Miami coaches for football and basketball kind of have the same career trajectory. So like Mike McDaniel started out as like a film kid, like straight out of Yale, but he's in Spoelstra started off is doing just film. And then work their way up through all their,
being an assistant coach,
assistant coaches, and all of that. Now, if only Mike McDaniel could result in what Spoelstra has become, that's a different story. But I just now realized how kind of crazy their career paths have been pretty parallel.
Yeah. It always sucks to lose. It always sucks to lose when like you come back from like a major deficit in the game. Like when you like, oh, we're gonna fucking lose, and then the team gives you a little hope, and you're like, oh, we might have this. It's also that in-season tournament thing
it's so
too.
Stupid. It's so dumb. I applaud.
The court looked so weird.
The courts are terrible. There was one, and I would have shown it, but it might make somebody nauseous just looking at it because they literally had a basketball, and like each court would come up. And but it was like a seamless video, and you would get motion sickness looking at it. The court at Boston is so ugly. It's so ugly. And you know what? Tip of the cap. They're trying something to make people care about the regular season.
Trying to make it more like soccer.
Yeah, they're trying, but the thing is here's the point: when you can tell the players don't care, why should we?
Yep. Yeah. So we're down 0-1 now on the in-season tournament. We'll see how we do for the rest of it. But Josh, how's the rest of the NBA going?
The rest of the NBA is going well. If you're a Cavaliers fan, they just won tonight, so I think they are 14-0, which is crazy. So, shout out to
without LeBron.
Yeah, all you need is a kid from Louisville named Donovan Mitchell. Right. That's why we rock the Heat, but they got Terry Rozier, so good there. But Darius Garland's playing well. They got a new coach this year, and it's paying off so well. So far, so good. Now, granted, a lot of these other teams, like they want to get the 76ers, and Tyrese Maxey's been hurt, and Joel Embiid, we already know about that. So it's not like but still, 14-0 is 14-0. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
Boston,
defeat who's in front of you.
Yeah. You play to win the game, and they did that. So therefore, they get that number still goes up on the left side of the column if you have more points than the other team. And it doesn't matter who's on the court. Your job is to win. So, and it's the NBA, in which you see the Pistons who were just terrible last year, and they still can rally off some wins. So shout out to them. But we had a nice little feel-good moment. If you didn't know, in the offseason, Klay Thompson signed with the Dallas Mavericks, ending his at least his first tenure. He might end up, retire, like doing the one-day contract, retiring as a Warrior, stuff like that. And who knows? He might come back. Who really knows? But typically, that ends his tenure with his historic run with the Golden State Warriors, and he finally returned. This is first came back with the Mavs, and they had more of a video thing. I'm not going to play the video for copyright reasons. But here's at least the reaction from the fans. They called him the captain. The fans all had captain's hats, and you can just see the emotion of all the fans, which is awesome to see that, this is the one thing I hate it when people are like these guys that that team that you care so much about reach heights that you never did. Then they go to a different team just because Father Time and how things shake out. And then they boo that player. It's like,
Yeah.
I understand like the Kevin Durant thing. Like he just straight up said, deuces, I'm going to go join the Golden State Warriors. I get where that is. But at the end of the day, this is what I like here of
let's extend our captain hats to the 4-time Warriors champion. He's back! Playing his 12th season out of Washington State University, number 31, Klay Thompson!
How you feeling about the court, though? It's an in-season tournament court.
We're in it, Paul. Okay, we're in it.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Now, they did have the game to play on that ugly-ass court. And you know what? Klay Thompson has lost his fastball. That's the like we can tell it last year. It's just not the same, you know, and it happens. Father Time is you can't beat it. You can't beat Father Time. That's undefeated. But he's still good enough to be there. But his teammate Steph Curry still really good. And at the end,
breaking news: Steph Curry good at basketball.
So let's bring up. Well, this court's not as ugly. I didn't mind this one. But I'm getting too more into the get off my lawn, and like I don't like the new courts and stuff. I just like, especially the Boston Celtics. Like you're gonna ruin the Garden, like that.
You getting old? Getting old there?
What? No.
What'd you say?
What'd you say? Anyway, let's watch Steph Curry do Steph Curry things. Dallas, good night.
They'll clear out. Doncic will defend Curry. A screen by Green. The switch to Lively. 3, Curry.
No, is he gonna get a statue that looks just like Dwayne Wade? My ass.
Good God. I hope that we get better statue makers by the time they make them for, which I honestly think at the Golden State Warriors, they won't make individual trophy statues. They would literally have the statue of the big three of Draymond, Steph, and Klay. Like it's just going to be all three of them somehow or another. I think it's going to be because, I mean, you don't say Steph Curry without Klay Thompson and Draymond. And they won 4 championships, and they're all three were all doing it there. I know they had Kevin Durant, all this stuff, but 4 championships. They won 2 without KD. They won 2 with KD. I think that's just my opinion. Obviously, it's going to shake out how they shake out. They all three deserve statues, but that's how I would do it. Just have all three. Just have one statue with all three of them. I mean, we have a hard enough time making one statue look decent. So
you know you want to make 3.
Yeah, let's just screw it and just get all 3 of them on there. But we've got another thing, a little bonus video here of Sabonis. Here we go.
Hey, did you know I had a perfect triple-double the other night? What's a perfect triple-double? Well, it's a triple-double where I don't miss a shot, miss a free throw, or have a turnover. I was the first player in NBA history to ever do that. Oh, okay. You don't even care, do you? To be honest, man, I don't even know who you are or what team you play for. Yeah, that checks out.
Poor Sabonis.
Poor Sabonis.
And you know what's sad about that? As much as I keep up with all sports, I didn't even know that until I watched that video. Like that just goes right into the joke.
It's because he plays for the Kings.
Yeah, I mean, I know who Sabonis is, and he's very good. Yeah. He's a very key role in that team. But
I watched Starting 5. He was very good in that, and I agree that he was snubbed for All-Stars.
Shout out Anthony Edwards, though. Dude's a character.
He is a character. But any more on basketball?
No, that's pretty much what I've got so far. Obviously, the college basketball, like we said, did just tip off. Kentucky beat Duke. Damn it, they're good again. Louisville did go down to Tennessee of Louisville's first test. They lost by a lot. And then Kansas beat North Carolina early in the season. And then Gonzaga, like we said before last week, put it to Baylor, but then Baylor turned around and beat Arkansas. So, these early games, I really will looking forward to. Now, you talk about a midseason tournament that we actually care about. It's the college basketball midseason tournaments that people like, the Maui Invitational and the Battle for Atlantis, those type of things, or like the early NIT, because you have a lot of good teams facing each other, and all the teams give a shit.
Mm-hmm. And I think on the women's side, South Carolina's still undefeated.
Yeah, I don't see another team that's. Connecticut and obviously Juju starting off pretty damn well with their season. So, but yeah, more to come on the college basketball front. We're not putting it aside. There's some other tournaments that we're going to go over and kind of highlight more. Obviously, NFL, college football, because those have been going on. College basketball just tipped, so
we're giving it some breathing time.
Yeah, it needs some breathing time because we will definitely be talking about it in future shows.
But you ready to talk about some tennis?
Yeah.
Coco Guaff, good at tennis. Breaking news. We both tried to do the news sound, but it just became the air horn. But anyway, she wins the WTA finals after defeating the women's ranked number 1s and 2 Sabalenka and Swiatek. Coco got past Olympic gold medalist Zhang Qinwen in the title match, allowing number 3 golf to close her year with a 54-17 record and 3 trophies. This final championship match was settled by a third set tiebreaker, and at 3 hours and 4 minutes was more than a half hour longer than any title match at the event since record keeping began in 2008. So there might have been longer matches, but they didn't keep the records until 2008 on how long matches went. At 20 years old, Coco is the youngest player to win the tournament since Sharapova in 2004, and the youngest American since Serena Williams in 2001. Also good at tennis. Mm-hmm. With this win, Coco wins a total prize of $4.8 million, a record amount in women's professional tennis. So that's a lot of money, but it's crazy that women tennis players don't make more than that when they win a tournament. So I'm going to throw it to you. Thoughts?
She's the future. We've been, she's been killing it. Obviously, she didn't win the gold medal this year, which kind of stinks, but hey, she was a flag bearer.
Hey.
She was a flag bearer. So we know the future, and she's proving it. She's gone through some mental stuff in the past. So just stay focused, and that's all I'll ask, because I'm ready to see her fully take over the game.
Yeah. And she did put out a statement saying that this year had a lot of ups and downs. She goes, but sounds like a normal world tour. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. I know she was disappointed with the U.S. Open, but hey, she has 3 trophies this year, so you can't sneeze at that.
She's 20. She got some more tennis left in her.
Yeah. But that's all of our novelty acts that I have. Anything else to mention?
Other than like you're talking about, the women still not getting paid as much as the men. Go and watch the 30 for 30 documentary of the Williams sisters fighting for that through Parliament and stuff. So as far as those type of stories, I recommend watching that episode of 30 for 30.
I know. Thank you for that information. Mm-hmm. And do what Josh says. He's good. He's smart.
Yeah. That's what they tells me. I've been learning's good.
Do you learn good? You learn good?
I learned good on the reg.
Anyway, we got some soccer to talk about here. We got some playoffs.
Oh yeah, I got it. Hold on.
Playoffs?
Yeah, there it is.
So round 1, best of 3 is over. And some brackets are busted. Go check into bracket bitches. We were supposed to do it Sunday and it ended up being too late for me personally. I'm not going to speak for Josh there. So we will get to it, but we are now on an international break. So we do have a little bit of time to get to bracket bitches for this. Friday, we will have bracket bitches for the NWSL. But these are the teams that move forward without having to go to a game 3. This is the LA Galaxy, Minnesota United, New York Red Bulls.
Woo!
I was giving you time there to say woo. And the Seattle Sounders.
Woo!
This
2004 brain still existing.
With this, we have the matchup of LA Galaxy against Minnesota United in the quarterfinals. So that was given to us last week before going into these game 3s. But these are the game 3s that have happened. LAFC beat Vancouver Whitecaps 1-0, moving to the next round. This game was tied 0-0 until the 62nd minute. Both teams only had 2 shots on target, and Vancouver led in possession 62 to 38%, and pass accuracy 86 compared to 77%. In both the previous games, Vancouver led possession, but only slightly and was closer to 50-50. So I'm kind of interested in like what happened in this game because I did not watch it. But LAFC will now be playing against the Seattle Sounders in the quarterfinals. And if they're playing as bad against Vancouver as they did in these 3 games, even though they eked it out, Seattle might have a chance there, and that could ruin some of our brackets as well. But my bracket's already friggin' busted, so it's fine. New York NYCFC moved forward to the next round in penalties against FC Cincinnati, so I'm sure you're happy about that. And we're going to get a Hudson River derby. All of Josh's dreams are happening in these playoffs.
Karma. Can you feel it?
NYCFC is the higher seed, so they should host. But I wonder if MLS will have Red Bulls host since they have a proper soccer stadium, and NYCFC plays at Yankee Stadium. And if you've ever seen any of the games that are played at Yankee Stadium, the pitch is much more narrow because it's on a baseball diamond.
Speaking about actual soccer stadiums, Louisville has one.
I know.
You like this dead horse over here? I've been beating on that one.
Yes, I do. In the worst turn of events, and Atlanta better fucking murder them. Orlando also moved forward on penalties against Charlotte. They were 1-1 going into penalties. I don't know which news is worse, Orlando winning or this next part. Atlanta United provide the biggest upset this year by defeating Inter Miami 3-2 in game 3. They better beat Orlando now. That's all I'm hoping for. I was at this game. It was heartbreaking. And first off, I want to say I don't blame Drake Callender. He's the goalkeeper. I don't blame him for what happened. So I'm not going to put any blame on him there. It was more of our outfielder players, and like he couldn't have saved those if he tried, really. So it is what it is on that point. I'm going to preface this with saying it's not the reason why we lost. This is not why we lost. We lost because we made stupid friggin' mistakes. However, and I'm sure even Atlanta fans will say this, the refs were terrible. Absolutely terrible. This guy did not have control of the game. Inter Miami got 2 yellows, but they should have gotten more. There was one where it was right in front of me. Weekend just shoved the Atlanta player down. And the ref blows the whistle and then doesn't give a card. And it's like, okay, you do one of 2 things. You either just pretend like it didn't happen and let the game go on, or you stop the game and give a card. Mm-hmm. You don't stop the game and then not give a card. What the hell? Right. And then also Atlanta got 0 yellows. They should have gotten some. So like literally both teams should have been shown cards in this game, was not shown. The ref did not handle it well. And then you could argue both teams kind of should have gotten a penalty in this game. That didn't happen. So there was multiple handballs that weren't called on both sides of the field. So this is me saying that like my team gave a penalty to them that wasn't called. My team should have gotten some yellow. So I'm not over here complaining about refs in a way that, like, I'm saying my team should have been penalized as well and was not.
Sounds like it was poor officiating for both sides.
Poor officiating for both sides.
But did you fight the sun?
We did not fight the sun. One of our players did also get injured in the box. The ref did not stop play, and then that ended up being an Atlanta goal. So like there's one of those moments too where like the guy is on the floor in pain and then got subbed out. He's actually injured. You're supposed to stop play, but whatever. MLS across the board, they're so bad every game. Our boy Cavincio, he talks about it all the time, even when it's against Sporting Kansas City, or even when it's for Sporting Kansas City, or even when he's watching other MLS games. So like this is a main complaint of MLS fans across the board. I've never heard MLS fans say, you know what, the refs did a great job that game. It's always, they fucking suck, but we won anyways. Like, usually, like, that's the most positive that a ref will get with the MLS. So I think the MLS really needs to do something about the officiating because it's just across the board. Absolutely terrible. Like, I don't think there's a single good ref that we have in the MLS. But, Josh, you want to cover your thoughts on this giant upset and then also your happiness of FC Cincinnati not going forward and your 2004 brain being correct?
He sucks so bad, Cincinnati. Oh, you freaking go drink the Ohio River. All right. That's all I got. That's the best evil laugh I can get out of me. Miami is the big shocker of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my 2004 brand of Seattle and the Red Bulls moving on. Obviously, the Red Bulls moving on was more of a shocker than Seattle moving on, just because they just limped their way in last year, where Seattle's been pretty decent this year. I don't expect them to really make some noise, but who knows? Inter Miami is the shocker of all shockers that they went out first round. The refs were, like you said, have been historically bad this year. But the thing is, it's a best of 3. It'd be one thing if it was just one and done game. You had 3 chances to take out Atlanta, and you clearly, based on your gosh damn payroll, should have taken care of business.
Yeah. The refs were not the reason why we lost.
No. If you're blaming the refs for losing a 3-2 series or a 3-game series, you need to look more in the mirror than at the stripes.
Yeah.
But your points were valid. It's just at the end of the day, you can't just blame the refs.
Like, this guy should not ref any other playoff game.
Right.
That's how bad he was. That, like, my team's not even in it for the rest of the playoffs, and I just don't want him to fuck over any other team. Unless it's Orlando. If he wants to fuck over Orlando, I'm perfectly fine with that. But in that game, he'll fuck over Orlando and Atlanta.
Hopefully, Atlanta will be able to make you. Yeah, hopefully Atlanta will make you have an evil F after in the future. On that, but suck it, Cincinnati. Except for the Reds, you're good.
And the funny thing is, Tata Martino, he's the coach of Inter Miami. He was the coach of Mexico for a while. But when he was in the MLS the last time, he was the coach of Atlanta, and he was he brought them their one and only championship, that they won the MLS Cup with Tata Martino. So then Atlanta now, his old team defeats him this year. So, but that's what we got with MLS. But that's not the only playoffs we have.
Right. let's do that. And then before we get into the Canada thing, did you read the article about Pulisic and the coach and stuff, and him just trying to switch up how he wants Pulisic to do stuff? That was an article they just released today on ESPN. So
I did not. So you can bring that up, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
NWSL playoffs. We're live, folks. The semifinals are set for NWSL playoffs. We got Orlando Pride beat Chicago Red Stars 4-1. Barbara Banda got a brace, and Marta, she scored a penalty. KC Current beat North Carolina Courage 1-0. Surprise, surprise. Temwa Chawinga scored the only goal. But U.S. goalkeeper Casey Murphy, who plays for North Carolina, stopped her from scoring a second. So, yay to U.S. goalkeeper there. Washington Spirit beat Bay FC 2-1 in extra time. Bay FC tragically lose this game on an own goal, and they were holding their own against Washington up until that point. Washington Spirit also, they had a sold-out crowd of 19,215 people at Audi Field, so congrats to Washington Spirit. They're now going to be hosting the winners of this next game. Gotham FC beat Portland Thorns 2-1. Gotham FC break their all-time club attendance record with 15,540 people at Red Bull Arena. Sadly, this was Christine Sinclair's last game of soccer, but on the happy side, we have 2 Americans scoring goals for Gotham. So let's watch those. First up, we got Tierna Davidson. Which, reminder, she's a center back. She's not supposed to be scoring goals. She did anyways.
Moultrie. Look at the bend. Into the goal it goes. Portland has equalized.
Oh, that's the wrong one. That's Portland scoring, not.
Had it backwards. Which one was it?
That one. You're sharing the whole notes thing. Might have shared the wrong one.
Yeah, it says Riley Turner when I click on the link next to it. So,
anyways, Tierna Davidson, she scored the first one. Yay! Rose Lavelle scores the next one. Let's watch that.
Yeah.
I was like, that's weird that we have Portland there scoring. But anyways.
Nope, that's Delaney Sheehan for that link.
Anyways.
I got it. I just want to make sure I can pronounce her last name.
Nearly a fortunate bounce for Astaire. Instead, the defense has a little time to recover. But here comes Sheehan. Ryan is open.
Sheehan, okay.
Get it there. Across. Look out.
Nice.
Score!
She still got it.
Still got it.
It's an awkward little. I do want to point this out with this coach here. What the fuck is this arm signal?
He's giving them a signal. I don't know what it is. You got to ask the Gotham players there.
Are you telling them like how to artificially inseminate a cow? Like what the hell is that?
But matchups now: Orlando Pride hosting KC Current, Washington Spirit hosting Gotham FC. We want you guys to let us know who you think are going to win down below or in the chat on the side there if you're watching. Also, join us for Bracket Bitches on Friday, where I am doing much better than I am in the MLS. And you can see what our Patreon and Discord members who participated, who they picked, and how they're doing. Link to the Discord and Patreon is down below. So go and check that out.
Sophia, what? Sophia, what happened? Did you drink? Is that with the?
Sophia's been injured, and her coach has been playing her injured for a while. So I think that's an issue there. That Sophia needs some rest.
Was that did that espresso come like non-caffeinated? Is that what's happened with that? Like I was trying to do an espresso joke, didn't really land. Anyway, we got Spirit, baby. We're still moving. We're still moving on. But so I did look up. There it is. Pulisic basically said he praised a reset for the United States in a new era. And how do you pronounce his last name? The new manager?
Pochettino.
Basically he quoted saying, it's been a good kind of reset for everyone. This is Pulisic. It's been a good kind of reset for everyone. I think it's brought an environment where everyone is a bit on their toes, and especially in training sessions. I think everyone is that much more focused. You obviously want to make a good first impression. You want to impress these coaches. They obviously coach some of the best players in the world. So I hope that's right. I hope it works out.
Yeah, this is stuff we already know. Thanks, Pulisic.
Like, we're gonna reset. Yeah, no shit, dude. But it's just you just want it. It's just always nice to hear it from him.
Yeah, he's just telling us everything we already know, and I bet he also said it in his very boring way. Because Pulisic, not as a player, but as a human being, is a very boring. Like, just hi, I'm Christian Pulisic, and these are my thoughts.
Yeah.
It's like
not a whole lot of charisma behind those words.
Nope, not at all. But good job. We'll see tomorrow. We play Jamaica for a consequential game for the Nation League, so we'll see tomorrow.
Hey, walk the walk, dude. Walk the walk.
And we're playing in Kingston.
All right, we're all going to be feeling really good after that game. Yeah.
But as I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this live, we get an ending to a story from weeks ago. Back during the first week of the Olympics was when this story came out. Canada fires Bev Priestman after the drone investigation. For those that forgot, the Canadian women's national team head coach Bev Priestman, along with two of her assistants, Jasmine Mander and Joseph Lombardi, were banned from the rest of the Olympics due to a drone surveillance scandal. New Zealand complained about a drone flying over practices before the start of the Olympic tournament, prompting FIFA to fine Canada Soccer $228,000 and strip 6 standing points from the team. Priestman, Mander, and Lombardi were all suspended by Soccer International governing body for a year. So they still were able to get out of their group after being 6 points taken away, which that was incredible for Canada, but that was a huge story during the Olympics. And we got family out there agreeing. Despite the penalty Canada advance, as I said, the investigation by attorney Sonia Regenbogen, I'm sure I said that so perfectly.
Nailed it.
Of the firm Matthews, Dinsdale, and Clark found no evidence that Canadian players had viewed the drone footage. So the Canadian players, I guess they were telling the truth. They said they've never seen any footage, and it came out that was the case, that there was no evidence of that. But it found that assistant coaches and other support staff did, and that they did not feel they could challenge the authority of the head coach. So problem there. Priestman led Canada to the gold medal at Tokyo Games. The review found that no drones were used in Japan, but that 2 national team coaches engaged in improper surveillance predating the 2024 Paris Olympics. So when we were complaining about how far back has this drone stuff happened, because they did win in Tokyo, turns out was not a part of the Tokyo Olympics. So they won that gold fair and square. For now, what we know. The findings of the independent investigator reveal that the drone incident in Paris was a symptom of past pattern of an unacceptable culture and insufficient oversight within the national team. Canada Soccer CEO Kevin Blue said in a statement, the review additionally found that allegations suggesting the men's team also used drones to spy on opponents at Copa America were unfounded. However, it found potential violations by former Canada men's coach John Hartman. So people said there's a possibility the men have also been using drones. Turns out they did not use it at Copa America, but there's a possibility that they were using drones as well in others. So the men not clear of this either. View potential violations of Canada Soccer Code of Conduct and Ethics by the former head coach of the men's national team were identified. Canada Soccer said in a summary of the investigation, pursuant to the Canada Soccer Disciplinary Code, a disciplinary process is being initiated to adjudicate these potential violations. John Herdman left Canada Soccer last year and is currently the head coach at Toronto FC in the MLS. In a statement, Toronto FC said the organization will thoroughly review and process the report's findings over the coming days. Both MLSE, Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, and Toronto FC will reserve any further comment until that review process has been completed. So, thoughts on Canada being cheaters?
I mean, duh. Like, how can you win a sport that's not on ice? You have to cheat, right? That's the only way that can happen. I'm gonna run that joke into the ground. No, this is what they call this is what you say. Don't jump to conclusions, but it doesn't look very good. But let's wait for the due process to come out. They did the due process, ruled out a little bit of the men, but they basically said, yeah. I just wonder, organizationally wise, how much it wasn't just the coach. The coach had a terrible culture. But and they were it sounds like the soccer players were too scared to either confront her or go to anyone.
The soccer players didn't know about it,
right.
Allegedly. That's what we know, that it's her, the people who work, the staff were too scared.
Okay. So it just sounds like it was like the coach. But the thing is and I understand that as an organization, you trust the coach to, they're not going to sit there and try and, let the coach do what they need to do. That's what they hired him to do, a job, and they're going to let him do the job. But you have to at least monitor a little bit of what's going on. Yeah. It just can't be, it's coach's fault, and that's the scapegoat. Yeah. I mean,
how much did the Canada Federation know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I feel really bad for the players. Is what we said when this originally came out. I was like, if the players knew about it and was watching the film, then fuck the players.
Right.
If the players didn't know anything about it, then I feel really bad that they were docked 6 points in group play. And to the findings of this investigation, the players did not know about it. So I feel really bad for the players.
Yeah, it does suck because you're thinking, we're totally prepared. We're totally, we're doing real well. Yeah. And it turns out, you cheated. And it wasn't your fault that you didn't cheat, but hey, it's the same thing with Spygate.
Your coaching staff did. Yeah.
It's Spygate on the pitch. It's basically what it is. But I'm hopefully for the men's side, because it also would affect Toronto FC as well. So hopefully that coach is cleared, because that's just going to cause some more issues for Toronto when they didn't even know that. That's the thing. It's like they get the ripple effect of something that they didn't even know was going on. So it's kind of like what happened when the cheat scandal with the banging on the trash cans and stuff for the Houston Astros. The Houston Astros got nailed, but Boston Red Sox were also in the crossfire because one of the managers that they hired was part of that whole Houston thing, and then he got fired, so it set the Boston Red Sox back too.
My thoughts on that one is everyone was cheating. Yankees, Dodgers, everyone was cheating. Houston got caught.
Houston got caught. That's the thing, is there's a lot of people like, they paid the player. Everyone was paying. Now it's legal, but everyone was paying players. You're just dumb enough to get caught.
It's the same where people are like, this is as bad as steroids, and I was like, is it? Because even if you know the pitch is coming, you still got to hit the ball. Right? Steroids affected the game so much more.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder how many times Freddie Freeman's gonna homer in the series, and then people be like, he's got to be stealing signs. There's no way he's doing this. But I was like, yeah, he kind of did. So that's the one thing, is when you see something crazy happen, like the Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, when you're seeing just awesomeness.
Same baseball. It was all steroids.
It was all steroids. And we were just like, the whole time we were like, it's probably steroids, but hope they don't look into it. And then they looked into it. It's kind of the same thing with Freddie Freeman this year, that had that historic run, at least in the World Series. And
we're not putting any bad juju. I'm going to say, just allegedly, we're not putting bad juju or any faith on Freddie Freeman. He deserved everything.
It's awesome. You're man, Freddie. We're behind you. Behind you, man.
We also got some good news on the U.S. women's national team side. Lily Yohannes. She chose to represent the U.S. over the Netherlands. Lily Yohannes went to social media and she posted this here. She wrote, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to the United States and Dutch football federations for their unwavering support and patient guidance as I made my decision regarding my international future. Their dedication and encouragement have been invaluable, and I extend my heartfelt thanks to both federations. After much consideration, I have decided to commit to represent my country, the United States. The U.S. is my homeland, my birthplace, and where my extended family resides. These strong connections have driven me to honor my roots and proudly commit to U.S. soccer. I'm excited and eager to continue putting in the work and earn my place on U.S. women's national team. Lily Yohannes, she was born in Virginia to Eritrean parents and moved to the Netherlands when she was 10 years old. Lily got a U.S. women's national team call-up for She Believes Cup, which FIFA considers as friendly, so therefore it didn't cap tie her to the U.S. She didn't play in She Believes, but she did end up getting a medal for winning, for the team winning. And then on June 4th, 2024, in the friendly against South Korea, she got her first cap, and she also scored the third goal in that game. I think she was like the third youngest U.S. women's national team player to score because she was 16 at the time. She's 17 right now. So she spent most of her life in the United States, 1 to 10. She's only spent 7 in the Netherlands. This is very exciting.
Yeah.
She has the potential to be really, really good for us. Our midfield is what needs the most work, and she's a midfielder, and she's playing Champions League. She's playing in Europe. I can't say how good the Netherlands football is on the women's side because we don't have access to those games. We can't watch them here in the US, unfortunately. But she does play in Champions League. Her last Champions League game, she played against Chelsea when Emma Hayes was the manager at Chelsea. So Emma Hayes had firsthand look of her playing in there. And then Emma Hayes has called her up in 2 different camps. So I would be surprised if she's not called up in the next camp.
Yep.
But I'm excited. This is exciting. Yay, Lily.
She probably just looked at that. She's like, orange ain't my color. I'm sorry. It's just I don't see myself wearing orange.
Yeah.
The red, white, and blue. Yeah. It goes so well. But yeah, no, this is exciting. Obviously the Dutch. We beat you on and off the field. I don't know. Not in the men's side. You kick our ass in the men's side. Yeah, no, this is just really exciting, especially her being so young. And her and Emma Hayes are I think Emma Hayes already have worked with her before. It also helped her decision. She probably
or seeing her, not worked with her. She was the coach against her. Yeah.
Okay. But at least seeing her just recognize the game, and then that was part of her pitch because she's like, I've seen you play. I know what you can do. Here's what I can do for you. So there you go. Spin zone. On that, but yeah, this is just awesome.
Not only that, but that she thinks she's she has enough belief in herself, and I do think she's good enough, but that she thinks she's good enough to play for the U.S. because she could easily get on the Netherlands squad.
Oh yeah,
where it's so hard to get on the U.S. squad, and she's betting on herself because it would have been very easy for her to just decide to play for the Netherlands,
right?
But she's deciding to play for the United States, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, there's it was Jay Williams when he was figuring out if he wanted to go to Duke or he wanted to go to Maryland or wherever his school was. I forget the actual school, so my apologies for forgetting which school it was. And I think his dad or someone set him down and says, "Do you want to be a king amongst squires or do you want to be a king amongst kings?" And he decided to go to Duke. So maybe she had that type of thought. She wants to be the best. You got to play with the best.
Mm-hmm. And her dad is on Twitter a lot. He's a good follow. And you know what flag he does not have next to his name? The Dutch flag. But he's got the American flag, and he's got the Eritrean flag.
Yeah.
And I think he also has another flag, Ethiopia, because I think he lived a bunch in there. So those are the 3 flags that he has next to his name, but he does not have the Dutch flag.
Gotcha.
So even on that, people were like, she's got to pick the U.S. Just look at her dad's Twitter account.
Right. Well, welcome aboard, Lily. I'm so excited to see the future in the red, white, and blue.
Mm-hmm. But that's all I have for soccer. Do you have any more random stories that you found that you want to
No, that's just the one thing I wanted to hear is at least Pulisic, even though he's, sometimes it sounds like cardboard. At least that was a comment that I threw that in there at the end just because I at least wanted to see what he would say. He said everything you would expect him to say, but at least I just need a little bit of positivity. I need something positive.
I get it. We all need a little positivity in our life, and it's good that you brought it up. I'm here for it.
It's all about the positivity. That's what I was trying to put some positive vibes in the U.S. men's national team because, good Lord, they need it.
We'll see tomorrow. But ready to light the lamp?
I don't know. I still say the air. I still do the air horn, but I was trying to do the.
I just want to apologize, Josh. The Florida Panthers beat the Preds.
Everyone's beating the Preds except for the Flyers. But go ahead and tell me about how
Utah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Verhaeghe.
I misread Panthers for Preds. My bad. Keep going.
Verhaeghe scored twice and tried to get a hat trick and missed instead of passing the puck. His teammates gave him a little shit for it, like in a loving way, and they were just laughing it up. So I was here for that. But Preds do end up beating Utah 4-0 and then losing to overtime to the Avalanche 4-3 this past week. But you guys got one win. How you feeling about the Preds?
We're in last in the Central. That's how I feel. But a win's a win. Sometimes you just got to take them when you can. But it's very disappointing for the offseason moves we made. I was really excited about going the season. Long season. Not ready to press the panic button or anything like that. But you would expect a little bit more out of the gate from the Preds.
But I'm going back to my Panthers because, they're just good. It's nice to have a team that's good. They're literally, my dad the other day was just like, they're the only team that we can really be happy about right now in South Florida, which is crazy to say with like Messi playing for Inter Miami and us winning the Supporter Shield and breaking the record of points for the year. And us being like, but they didn't win the playoffs. It's craziness. But Panthers go on to beat the Flyers in a shutout 4-3. And Sam Bennett, he scores his 300th NHL point in this match. So let's watch.
Hopefully this is the right one.
Yeah, you get your guy, but he's not going to be as much for you.
Now Ristolainen. And he's just got to flip it out to center. Kulikov there to block it. Played ahead to Kachuk at the line. He gets things sorted out. The little flip. He's got Mikkola. Sweeps it ahead. Here's Bennett. Score! Verhaeghe with the great pass. And Bennett gives the Panthers the lead.
I know he didn't have as much sauce on that you like, but still.
But
you got to hear him though.
Yeah. I mean, it was a typical call. Not his best efforts. It's not the 4 big bites out of an apple and everything else that he says, but I live for those moments that he does. So that's why I'm glad when the Florida Panthers are good and like go on those runs because it just leads to those sound bites that it's like a guilty pleasure because it's like nails on the chalkboard when he says it, but I look forward to it every time.
Another milestone that we have is Matthew Tkachuk reached his 600th NHL game with this matchup. And before the game, he said he still feels like he hasn't reached his prime yet, which is crazy to think about. 600 games, bro. Also, since we did go out to the shutout, Bob, we love you. This is going to show 3 goals that he stopped. Russian Bob, man. We love you.
I like that purple helmet too.
And And then we got Evan Rodriguez. He finishes the shootout and gets us the win. So let's watch.
Rodriguez, beautiful to the backhand. And the Panthers have the lead in round 5. Oh, what a goal.
I want a little bit more. I want a little bit more pizzazz. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Maybe he was tired.
Hey, Michael Jordan has an off game. I understand.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to open up the standings because Western Conference, they're still playing. So we don't have that one in the Pacific. We don't have it fully, but here's the current leaders. Atlantic, my Florida Panthers. Then we got Metropolitan, which this has been changing every week. There's a new leader every week. The Metropolitan is the interesting one to watch out for. It's now the New Jersey Devils are on top. Carolina Hurricanes, they were the leaders last week. In Central, I will be surprised if anyone gets over the Winnipeg Jets at the moment. They have only lost one game this season so far. Yeah, they're good. I'm hoping that they win the President's Cup and then, Florida Panthers win again because the President's Cup, that's a curse.
Yeah.
So,
That's the Boston Bruins like a couple of years ago where they won like the most games ever in NHL history and then caked it to the Florida Panthers in the round 1.
And then thinking to Boston Celtics getting first and I think winning the most games and then losing to the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
So we just own the Garden on both sides.
Except for this past year.
I know. But yeah, in the Pacific, currently right now, it's the LA Kings. However, both the LA Kings and Vegas Golden Knights are playing right now. So depending on the outcome of tonight's game could depend on whether LA Kings stay the leaders in the Pacific for this week or if the Vegas Golden Knights become the leaders.
LA is currently up on Colorado 2-1.
And
Vegas is up 2-1. So
yep. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. If they both win, then the Kings will stay the leader of the Pacific of the West there.
Yeah.
So
I said beginning of the season, I predict Carolina to finally get over the hump. They've been slowly but surely getting there. So that's my pick. Obviously for the show's sake, I wouldn't mind the Preds or the Panthers taking it, but I just got to stick with.
I don't think the Preds right now.
It's a long season. Okay, not looking great. I'm not ready to press the panic button or anything like that, but it's hovering. It's hovering over it.
I know. I think you have more panic from the Cowboys than you do on the Preds right now.
Panic? No. No, there's no panic. Why would I panic? We can't defeat the sun, much less the 11 other guys in the field. There's no panic. I'm lying in a coffin.
We will see Josh descend more and more into madness. I think each week we're just seeing a steady decline between the Reds and then the Cowboys and the Preds. I think Josh just loves pain.
No, it's fine. Derrick Henry said we should have. Derrick Henry was like, yeah, Dallas never called me, but I really wanted to be a Cowboy. Like, they were my favorite team growing up, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, man, we can get Derrick Henry. And then find out he signed with Baltimore. I'm like, okay, I guess, he goes Lamar. That's fine. And then he was like, yeah, they just never called me. And, Jerry's like, we're fine. I'm like, no, we're not, Jerry. And then we had the whole CeeDee Lamb debacle on the offseason. And then he finally signed right before it. And we should go watch our short. That's the only time I've ever been excited about the Dallas Cowboys all season. And then we start the game. And like I said, week 1 went well. And then we got destroyed by the Saints. And if you haven't noticed, you know how good the Saints are? They fired their coach already. That's how good the Saints are doing. Baltimore just ran in there and did everything they could. And then,
but FC Cincinnati lost.
That helps. That helps my misery. But, Dak Prescott's out for the season. It's no big deal. It's fine. Pay the man, make him the highest paid quarterback, and you don't even get him for the full season after that. It's great. It's fine. It's perfect.
You ready to get a little weird?
Yeah, let's get weird. I've been weird this whole gosh damn episode because the Cowboys are fighting the sun.
We got one lonely Scott watching
awesome.
Atalanta at Napoli after police banned fans with a local zip code from going to see the game. So for Atalanta's Sunday, November 3rd, so this is a while ago, 3-0 win against Napoli. Local fans were banned from going to the match for security reasons. We're going to guess that fighting would have probably broken out, and so they were just like, no one can go. But Stephen, this Scottish man, he does not have a local zip code, and he paid for a ticket, so he was the only fan at the game. So we're just going to show here. He said, Napoli stewards were amazing with me. Grazie. Easiest shift they've ever had. What a game that was. And if you see down at the bottom of his flag, it says Edimburgo, which I looked it up. That's Italian for Edinburgh. So I'm guessing that's where he's from in Scotland. But we got a little video showing him at the game. And why didn't they let him sit closer to the field? He's the only guy there. They made him still sit in the seat that he paid for.
Ok che non stiamo in buoni rapporti con l'Atalanta, ma c'è solamente un tifoso dell'Atalanta, ragazzi, ve lo giuro, solamente un tifoso. Così Max. Io comunque dicevo onore a questo tifoso dell'Atalanta, l'unico nel settore ospiti, guardate, l'unico. Così pazzo, io. E guardate come applaude, è un grande.
Reminds me of in a scene of Major League where Bob Uecker, he's up there, he's like, listen to the fans. You just hear someone just like that one guy. But yeah, let him sit closer, man. Come on. It's not like you don't have enough security for one dude.
You have 3 guys watching him.
Yeah, you have more people watching him than the damn game.
I love that Italian is close enough to Spanish that I understood a little bit what that guy was saying there. Solamente uni. It was like only one fan.
Yeah.
and an applause.
Yeah. The one thing, it must have somebody, I was like, who shot that if they're not letting in fans in? It must have been like someone from press row or something.
Yeah, it was someone from the press just like, hey, look at that.
Yeah. Hey, one dude. Yeah.
And he wasn't even there for the home team. He was there for the away team.
Right. That's how he got in.
But yeah, so no Italian fans, but if you're Scottish, you can go to a game.
Yeah.
And then we started this last week, and I'm a little disappointed in our Discord because typically they're always on point with the memes, but they had 0 memes this week, so I had to come up with the sports meme of the week.
Yeah, I had one, but we decided if you want to see it, go on Discord. We're not going to show it here.
Josh does not want to be canceled.
No, I don't want this show. I don't want our channel to be canceled.
But the Miami Heat, they got some exciting whites.
Yeah, they do. They do. We saw highlight a bunch of them. Yeah, Duncan Robinson needs to get his game going again, but that's beside the point.
One of them scored 40 points.
Yeah, this was fun.
They all look the same. No, I'm just kidding.
Kevin Love, isn't he like 40?
I mean, he's graying like he's 40.
Yeah. So.
But Josh, where can the people find us?
The people can find us. Give me a second here. I gotta load that up. Forgot to hit that one. I had everything else. Oh yeah. Okay. The people can find us. We are here Monday through Thursday. At least we've got shows lined up every week. Monday, you have myself and Tushka breaking down everything it is in the world of fantasy football for the Fantasy F Around. On Tuesday, me and my buddies get together, play video games. Come join us. It's a fun time. Watch a bunch of 30-year-olds argue about video games. And we try to make some good banter for you along the way. We're playing Divinity Sin's original Divinity Anyway, we're playing Divinity: Original Sin Part 2. There you go. It's a big title, guys. Just deal with it. Just work with me here. On Wednesdays, you see our faces as we break down everything in the week that was in sports. So, hey, if you want to watch me slip slowly more into madness with that under the hest of the Dallas Cowboys, come join us. It's going to be great. Soul, I'm sorry that unfortunately happened with your Inter Miami, but you know what? Dem's how the cookie crumbles.
The Dolphins won because I handled with too much heartbreak this week with Inter Miami, so the Dolphins had to win. And funny stat there, if the Dolphins would have lost, every single football team in the state of Florida would have lost that week. Division I football in college and NFL, because we got 3 teams. Yeah. But we holding it down for the state.
Miami Dolphins. Woo! Also, speaking about Miami, Tropicana Field will be repaired by 2026. It'll cost $55 million, which was a lot cheaper. It's still $55 million. But part of me is just like, screw it, take the dome off, just play outdoors. Anyway, that's another update there as far as the teams in Miami.
And the baseball.
But yes, they'll be. I don't know exactly. We'll probably. I'll research that and come back to us next week about exactly what all the plans are going forward now that they have enough bids and are going to start the repairs on Tropicana Field.
Link to Discord and to Patreon down below as well.
Yep. And then join me and Justin tomorrow as we break down the world of wrestling with Ruckus Wrestling at 9:00 Eastern, 8:00 Central. And then on Friday, you'll see our faces again as we look at our brackets. We might be more excited about the feat on the International Women's Soccer League than we are in the MLS Soccer League as far as our brackets are concerned.
I just want to, Jeremy, I was giving you so much shit for choosing Atlanta. So much shit. You're the only one who got that right.
Yeah.
So congrats to you there.
Good job, Jeremy. Good job, Jeremy.
But
we will give you your flowers come Friday, so tune in for that. But like Soul said, link down the Discord. We're not charging anybody. Come join us. We talk literally everything this side of the Mississippi and beyond over there. So we'd love to have you all come over and hang out with us and join us on this journey that we are on for the journey to 500 subs. So we helped just get over 100.
115 now.
115 and growing. So please like, subscribe, ring the doorbell, all that stuff. And Soul, I think we got one more.
Yeah. We're ready for our moment of Zen?
Yep. And I'm so excited. I love this. Yes. I saw him do that. I was like, please let this be the moment of sin.
See you guys. Bye.
Woo!